Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, May 2015, and September 2015, possibly. According to Bob Arum, it could happen twice in a year, says Bob Arum. All I gotta say is, let's not talk about it twice, let's talk about it once. Is it even gonna happen once? Instead of talking about it 2 times. Anyway, if it happens once, that would be great. If it happens twice, that would be epic. That would be, especially if it's a very close fight, or if it's a very exciting competitive fight, the second fight will definitely be even better. Or if one guy ends up dominating the first one, still though, 2 fights is good, and I doubt it's gonna be it's gonna be a great fight. 2 of the best pound for pound boxers in the world going at it in 2015, possibly, according to Bob Arum. It will be, the first fight will generate 300 million estimated, and then if they have a second fight, it will be over $500 million for just 2 fights between these 2 men. And they could clash in May 2015, they could clash again in September, and then they could both retire, who knows. Pacquiao's scheduled to retire 2016, around there. Floyd Mayweather only got like 3 fights left too, I think, with Showtime anyway, and he's going to be out the door. So, the major pay-per-view networks, HBO, who Pacquiao fights on, Showtime, who Mayweather fights on, the 2 companies are willing to share the massive financial gains, and they're willing to joint broadcast this fight. And Bob Arum says both networks want it to happen, and all signs are pointing to it happening early in 2015, and then maybe again. Since Richard Schaefer has left his post as the CEO of Golden Boy Promotions, who organizes Mayweather's fights, and didn't like Arum and didn't want to work with Arum, that feud is ended. And now Arum says, since the shift in positions with Golden Boy, the fight is now way more negotiable and could happen, since Richard Schaefer's not there anymore, because Richard Schaefer never wanted to happen. And he says a second fight in autumn could happen, and it would be a different cash split depending on who wins the first one in May 2015. Would get the higher percentage, whoever won that. So, all I gotta say, Bob Arum and all these people making these articles, is I just want to see it 1 time first before we talk about it 2 times. And if it happens in May 2015, and hopefully both guys get past their opponents, because that would make it even more intense. If it did happen, if it's not going to happen, then, like, even if win or lose for either of them until May 2015, it won't matter because it's not going to happen. But if the fight is actually going to happen in May 2015, and it's actually being talked about, and this is true, and it might happen, they're talking about 2 fights for them, then yeah, I would want Pacquiao to get past Algieri. I think he will. And I'd want Mayweather to get past Maidana, because even though I want to see Mayweather lose, it would make the fight more intense, because from now into, because they've both been on winning streaks right now, and I wouldn't want, if one of them lost, if they got robbed, okay, as long as they still win, but if they get like dominated in their next fight or something, then obviously it lose some of its spark, right? So hopefully, if this is true, both guys get past their opponents, and we see it May 2015, and we'll finally see who is the pound for pound king and what style will prevail. Because they're definitely the 2 best of this generation. You can't dispute that. Either you think Floyd's the best, or you think Pacquiao's the best in this generation. You can't dispute that they're both the best in this generation. Whoever you put number 1 or number 2, no one else came close to them. And yeah, so stay tuned for Pacquiao versus Algieri. Be covering that November 22/23, depending on where you are, if you're in China and stuff, or here in North America. And then you got Floyd Mayweather versus Marcus Maidana, September 13. Only 11 days away. Don't miss that fight. I'll be covering that. And yeah, the fight, if this fight did happen, Pacquiao versus Mayweather, it'd be in Las Vegas probably for May 2015. And yeah, you can't. And but people are saying that they just can't walk away from the kind of money that this fight will make, and both fighters will eventually agree, according to people and Bob Arum. I hope that's true. I think that's true too. I think it is going to happen. How can you, since they're both on the tail end of their career, they might as well get it done, and they might as well make $100 million or more in their pocket. So I think it will happen, and I hope it does. And it's gonna be a great fight, and it's definitely not past his due date yet. But if they keep on winning a couple years from now, then obviously it's gonna be. But right now it's not past his due. It's almost, but it's still very. This is definitely the best matchup in a while, and let's hope it happens. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like my videos, and I'll be covering the Mayweather, Maidana, Pacquiao jury. I make videos on that, predictions, stuff like that. What do you call it? I just talk about all what's going on in the camps. I talk about just everything about boxing news that comes out, predictions, how the fighter's advantages in the fight, disadvantages, the skill sets, how the matchup's going to go, stuff like that. So stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.